Good evening, everyone. Tonight, we honor the nurses and frontline healthcare workers who've shown immeasurable grit and grace during these most challenging of times. You know, Maya Angelou once said, as a nurse, we have the opportunity to heal the heart, the mind, the soul, as well as the body of patients, their families, and ourselves. They may forget your name, but they will never forget how you made them feel.
One world, one parade. Doesn't matter what you believe. Some things have to change. One world, one parade. Give me some love and forget about the hate. When you wake up, you look yourself in the mirror. Doesn't matter who you are or where you come from, man or woman, don't worry, don't feel full of surprises. Life can change in a minute. Give a hug, give a kiss to the one that you love, 'cause the world turns one way, just one way. Why people see what they wanna see? Why people hear what they wanna hear? Why people feel what they wanna feel? The blue sky covers us like a skin. One world, one way. It doesn't matter what you believe. No, no. Something's got to change. One world, one way. Give me some love. Give me some love. Forget about the
Take for instance, are you ready to fight and go the distance?
One world, one way. It doesn't matter what you believe. Something's gotta change. Something has got to change. One world, one way, one parade. Give me some love and forget about the hate. It doesn't matter what you believe. No, it does not matter. Something's got to change. Something has got to Give me some love and forget about the
One World, One Prayer, a perfect song by the legendary Wailers to kick off this very special Thanksgiving night. This has been an extraordinary year, filled with so many challenges, but nothing has inspired more faith in our humanity than our nurses and healthcare professionals. Tonight, we pay tribute to these incredible men and women with songs, stories, and our enduring gratitude to nurses here in the United States and all over the world. And most importantly, we are giving all of you the chance to express your gratitude with the gift of giving. Throughout this global musical event and for days and weeks to come, you will be able to donate to an incredible organization called Nurse Heroes. The money raised tonight will help Nurse Heroes provide scholarships for nurses and their families and endow research fellowships for the advancement of nursing innovation. And perhaps this is the most critical. Your donation tonight will help nurse heroes address the rapidly accelerating shortage of nurses in this country, which is an unthinkable reality in the age of COVID. Simply text NURSE to 707070 or go to nurseheroes.org. Now, let's get back to the music. So many talented artists are making this night special, including this next group. From Los Angeles, please welcome the Black Eyed Peas.
Can you feel the beat within my heart? Can you see my love shine through the dark? Can you feel the beat?
I can feel it.
Can you feel the beat?
I can feel it.
Can you feel the beat?
Baby, I can feel it. I feel the beat. Baby, I can feel it.
Can you feel the beat?
I can feel the beat.
Can you feel the beat?
I can feel the beat.
Cuando vimos en el ambiente,
Hey,
no le mete mucha mente.
hey.
Pásalo con aguardiente y pa' que veas lo bueno que se siente. Y ella tiene un tan de pero natural. Ella dice que lo heredó de su mamá. Y yo se lo creo, porque por lo que veo rompe la disco con ese meneo. Y yo se lo creo, ojalá me dé un chance, aunque sé que ya no creen romance, baby. Porque por lo que veo rompe la disco con ese meneo. Y yo se lo creo, ojalá me dé un chance, aunque sé que ya no creen romance, baby.
Can you feel the beat within my heart? Can you see my love shine through the dark? Can you feel the beat?
I can feel it.
Can you feel the beat?
I can feel it.
Can you feel the beat?
Baby, I can feel it. I feel the beat. Baby, I can feel it.
Can you feel the beat?
I can feel the beat.
Can you feel the beat?
I can feel the beat. Baby girl, you my superstar. You the light that I see. I'ma laugh like a computer. Yeah, mama, shake your booty, I see. Mommy, look at how cute you are. Yeah, baby, give me your body. Let me do you like the way I wanna do ya. Yeah, mira.
Dice,
Mami, tienes boom boom grande, pero natural. Then I'm from a doctor, cause she got 'em from her mom. And baby got a halo, and I can never say no, cause she got a booty like J-Lo. Baby got a halo, and I'm checking out your angle. You must suck devil and my angel, baby.
Can you feel the beat within my heart? Can you see my love shine through the dark?
Woo!
Can you feel the beat?
I can feel it.
Can you feel the beat?
Hey, I can feel it.
Can you feel the beat?
Baby, 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 I can feel it. I feel the beat. Yeah, I can feel it.
Can you feel the beat?
I can feel the beat.
Can you feel the beat?
I can feel the beat, 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 beat. G-A-B-double-O.
Girl, your booty like pastel.
Cake.
I'ma kill the booty cartel.
Boom, boom.
Girl, you always be my angel. Rock the halo, yeah, you my bad girl. Hey, you got the best in the world. Mami, dame dulce, dame caramel. You're my morena, mami looking buena. When I put you in the Louis and the Chanel. Hey, baby got my love on
Grande, grande.
Baby, want to give it to me, dame, dame. Mommy, give me boom, boom, Monday, every day, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Wait.
Mommy, won't you come and tell me how you really want it? If you really, really want it, baby, I'ma give it to you.
Come on.
I be all up in it, baby, I be all up on it. When I make you feel it, bet you be screaming hallelujah.
Can you feel the beat within my heart? Can you see my love shine through the dark?
Nice.
So, we're in the middle of this horrible pandemic, and the winter flu season is about to slam us really hard. Emergency rooms are overflowing, and hospital beds are at a premium. And guess what? We have a shortage of nurses. Can you believe that? A shortage of nurses. Now, as disheartening as all of that sounds, there is something positive that we all can do together right now to help. Take out your cell phone. Come on, hurry up, take out your cell phone. Okay, the donation you're about to make to the Nurse Heroes Fund will provide scholarships for future nurses, as well as continuing education for the nurses that are fighting for us now. Come on, Text NURSE, all in caps, at 707070. They care for us. It's time for us to care for them. Thank you.
Tonight, we honor the legacy of Florence Nightingale, founder of modern nursing and the first nursing college, by introducing you to some of the incredible nurses whose selfless dedication stands out as a beacon for the best among us.
So we started seeing COVID coming in at the end of February, and we were preparing, and I think it was dealing with the staff's fears of the unknown of what was coming through the doors. That was very scary, and how I had to deal with my own fears and have to go home to my family and yet come back to work. But I think that the biggest impact was when my father became ill. And it didn't cross my mind that it would have been COVID. I thought it was, I'm like, Dad, you need a chest x-ray, maybe it's a little pneumonia. I never would have thought that that it hit that close or that it hit home. Unfortunately, after 36 days, I had to make the decision based on my knowledge, my experience, to give him peace and put him to rest and my father's life support. Knowing that my team, that they were the ones caring for my father was great. I couldn't ask for more. It makes me think of nursing even higher. Such a wonderful profession, so resilient, so courageous, so compassionate, so caring, putting your profession up front, putting aside your fears, prioritizing what we were taught to do was to care for others.
God bless us one and all. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with light from above, from the mountains to the prairies to the oceans wide with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home, my home.
This will come as no surprise. Nurses have interests and talents when they get much needed downtime. So for this next performance, we assembled a virtual choir made up entirely of working nurses from all over the country. And it's also featuring one of my favorite people, Leslie Odom Jr.
When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light you'll see. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. other when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'll understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Stand by me. Stand by me.
Won't you stand by me?
Stand by me. Stand by me. We're all in this together now. Stand by me. Stand by me. Stand by me. You can lean on me. Stand by me. Stand by me. Stand by
We all know the effect that COVID-19 has had on our beloved Broadway. Theaters are dark, not only in New York, but all across the country as we try to get our arms around this thing and figure out how to gather people safely again. But nurses don't have that option. Nurses are showing up and doing what they do best in our time of need. So let's let nurses know how much we care about them. Take out your phone, text nurse to 707070 to the Nurse Heroes Foundation. You can learn more about the foundation at nurseheroes.org. And right now I want to throw it to my college pal, one of the greatest voices of our time, singing an appropriately poignant and beautiful song from the Broadway show Carousel. Here is Mr. Josh Groban.
To dream the impossible dream, to fight the unbeatable foe, to try when your arms are too weary, to reach the unreachable star. This is my quest, to follow that star, no matter how hopeless, no matter how far, to fight for the right without question or pause, to be willing to march into hell for that heavenly cause. And I know that I'll always be true to that glorious quest, and my heart will lie peaceful and calm as I'm laid to my rest. And the world will be better for this, that one man scorned and covered with scars still strong with the last ounce of courage to reach the unreachable, the unreachable, the unreachable star.
Thank you so much for participating in this tribute to our nurse heroes, and we encourage you to donate to the Nurse Heroes Fund. But donating isn't the only way to help. Taylor Swift signed 13 of these guitars to celebrate the release of her album, Folklore.
And she signed this one especially for Nurse Heroes. This is the last one.
You can own this unique collectible Taylor Swift guitar. So for information on how you can bid on it, go to nurseheroes.org.
And when you're there, make a donation to Nurse Heroes Fund. Por favor, ayuden a nuestras héroes enfermeras.
Help our nurse heroes. They need us right now.
I think we've always been a profession where people trusted us, but I think the level of respect in terms of how hard we went in this situation for our patients, caring is foundational to nursing, and that's something that's never going to go away. I think that people really saw the different ways that nursing cares. It wasn't just giving somebody medication because they have pain. It was those moments when people were dying and somebody's standing next to them and they're holding their hand and we're trying to call their family members to make sure that they could speak to them for one last time or at least see their faces. That I think is the impact that we had on the community and the world, and just to see that we were putting ourselves at risk to be able to do this for other people. We weren't really thinking about ourselves, we were thinking about these patients who were in the bed suffering. So I think that's what the impact that we will have as nurses.
Emily.
Hey, Alan.
This one's for you. I wanna love you, love and treat you right. I wanna love you every day and every night. And we'll be together with the roof over our head. We'll share the shelter of my single bed. Is this love? This love is, this love is, this love that I'm feeling. Is this love? Is this love? Is this love? Is this love that I'm feeling? Come on.
Every day and every night we'll be together with the roof over our head. We'll share the shelter of my single bed. Is this love? Is this love? Is this love? Is this love that I'm feeling? This love that I'm feeling.
love? Is this love? Is this love that I am feeling?
Soy Canelo Álvarez, y así como el COVID-19 es un problema global, también lo es la creciente escasez de enfermeras y enfermeros. En 3 años, los países de todo el mundo necesitarán millones de enfermeras y enfermeros, más de los que tienen ahora. Es por eso que la Fundación Nurse Heroes se compromete a proporcionar becas para futuras enfermeras y enfermeros. Necesitan nuestra ayuda. Únanse a mí y envíen un mensaje de texto al NURSE al 707070 y hagan una donación a la Fundación Nurse Heroes. Ganaremos esta pelea. Hagan su donación ahora.
Hi everyone, I'm Gloria Estefan. We are facing serious medical and economic challenges on a global scale. People from all over the world are opening their doors and windows to show appreciation for our healthcare workers on the front lines. Nurse Heroes benefits from a generous gift by the philanthropists and art collectors Sandy and Bill Nicholson from the Women Who Dared Art Collection, the largest collection of work exclusively by women artists in private hands. The collection includes over 330 pieces of art spanning 2,500 years from all 7 continents around the world. The Women Who Dared collection will now be exhibited alongside art from the Nurse Heroes contest. This will be the first time the Women Who Dared collection has been exhibited to the public. Celebrity ambassadors are also joining forces to help honor our nurse heroes.
This is Carol Burnett for Women Who Dared.
This is Wendy Malick for Women Who Dared.
Commencing in August of 2020, 12 monthly art contests will take place through July 2021. The Nurse Heroes Art Contest is open to all adults and children of all ages and genders. Finalists and winners of the monthly Nurse Heroes Art Contest will be a part of a celebration hosted online by celebrity ambassadors and broadcast internationally. Congratulations to all our nurse heroes.
Before I introduce this next performance, I just want to take a second to encourage you to support the Nurse Heroes Foundation and its efforts to provide scholarships for nurses, okay? The worldwide shortage of nurses is very, 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 very real, folks, okay? And it's growing. So, we need them more than ever now. I think we all know that. And now, performing, I believe that we will win. My good friend, my brother, Pitbull. Check it out.
I want everybody around the world. I want y'all to feel what it is to take over anything. Now say, I believe that. I believe that we will win. 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 It's not how you fall, it's how you get back up. And what don't kill us can lose the battle, but we gon' win the war. I'm from the bottom, I'm that uncut, real raw. When times get tough, that's when we show up. That's when we show out. That's when we show y'all. It's time to buckle up and fight hard. It's time to knuckle up and fight hard. Dios bendiga a todas tus familias, mi amigo del parte maldito. Vamos a darle duro a este virus. Say it with me. I believe, say it with me. I believe that, say it with me. I believe that we will win. I believe that. I believe that we will win. I believe that. I believe that. I believe that. I believe that.
Good morning. It's Jeff Rosa, surgical ICU nurse. It's Thursday morning, about 6:30 a.m., April 2nd. Just getting into the hospital now. Anxiety is starting to build. Don't usually get nervous when I go to work. You know, I often say some careers are your job. It's what you do. You clock out, you go home, and you're done. Some careers are who you are. And to me, nursing is who we are. You're not a nurse from 7 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. and you go home. You're always a nurse. The health system understands that, yeah, we're frontliners and this is what we're trained to do. None of us were trained to take care of a pandemic. None of us were ever mentally prepared to hold the hand of somebody who's dying and do it multiple times a day over the course of months. But then there was also the other component of you were also the family member that couldn't be there. A couple interesting things this morning. When I walked into the unit, I was greeted by one of my night shift good friends who had been out as a result of popping COVID positive 3 weeks ago. And when I saw him, it literally brought me to tears. Just thinking about it is bringing me to tears. So that was a great way to start my morning. I don't normally get so emotional. This is real. Like, you know, he got sick from here and he came back to keep fighting in the ICU and help to save lives. Well, during COVID, we got a rapid response from one of the floors, and this gentleman was still able to speak. And I looked at him, and I knew that we were going to have to intubate him because he was struggling to breathe. And I distinctly remember saying to him, "You need to call your wife." And he fought back. He's like, "No, you call her." I said, "She doesn't want to hear my voice. She doesn't know me. She wants to hear your voice, and you need to tell her you love her." And after a little nudging, my colleague and I, we dialed the phone, we handed it to him, and he was able to call her and tell her he loved her. And 3 days later, he expired. I treasure that moment for some reason, even though I never spoke to the wife. I know that I was able to at least have them one last time to have a conversation. And for him to say, "I love you." I don't know if that's the final conversation, but you know, we don't know what happens on the other side. So a lot of people have left nursing. A lot of people have experienced burnout. Some people have realized that perhaps this isn't for them. But to me personally, I can't think of anything else I would rather do. I have a particular skill set and a knowledge base that I can apply. So to me, this solidified the fact that I want to do nothing else in my life but be a nurse. It solidified to me that this is truly what I'm designed for, what I am made for, is nursing. I love what I do.
Wear a mask, it saves lives.
Just ask a nurse. Wearing a mask is the most important thing you can do to stop the spread of COVID-19. A mask not only protects you, it protects your family, it protects your friends, it protects your neighbors. A mask tells everyone you meet that you care. With that in mind, Nurse Heroes has partnered with The Real Real on a mask initiative. Known for really cool fashion, now you can go to The Real Real for amazing custom and designer masks. And all the proceeds benefit the Nurse Heroes Foundation. Show people you care. Wear a mask from the real real.
As you can see on the bottom of your screen, there are 2 very simple ways you can donate tonight and help provide needed funding for nurses' programs and scholarships. Text NURSE 707070 or visit nurseheroes.org. Your donations tonight will go a long way towards making sure we alleviate a nursing shortage and provide support for our nurse heroes. The words to this next song truly need no introduction. If there is ever a time that we needed a friend, it's now. Here is the incomparable Carole King.
When you're down and troubled and you need some love and care and nothing, oh nothing is going right. You've got a friend. You've got a friend.
Hey, ¿qué tal amigos? Les habla Maluma y bueno, no cabe duda que las enfermeras y enfermeros son héroes. Su servicio y sacrificio durante la crisis del COVID-19 son una inspiración para todos nosotros y les debemos una enorme deuda de gratitud. A todos los enfermeros y enfermeras, gracias. Están en todo nuestro corazón. Maluma Baby, Papi Juancho, los quiero un montón. Chao.
No será fácil después de amarte tantas veces y olvidarte. Si aún al verte solo quiero acariciarte, volver a amarte. No será fácil aparentar que entre tú y yo nada ha pasado. Si aún las huellas de tu amor no se han borrado, no será fácil. No será fácil abandonar esa memoria que has dejado, acostumbrarme que lo nuestro ya ha pasado. Aunque yo sepa que a más nadie tú has amado. No será fácil verte pasar y no poderte dar ni un beso. Mirar tus ojos y saber que no hay regreso. Reconocer que a tu pasado pertenezco. No será fácil. No será fácil contar las horas hasta ver la luz del día. Amanecer en una cama tan vacía. No será fácil. No será fácil pasar la noche sin poder hallar el sueño. Calmar mi llanto cuando surjan tu recuerdo. No será fácil. No será fácil abandonar esa memoria que has dejado, acostumbrarme que lo nuestro ya ha pasado. Aunque yo sepa que a más nadie tú has amado. No será fácil verte pasar y no poderte dar ni un beso. Mirar tus ojos y saber que no hay regreso. Reconocer que a tu pasado pertenezco. No será fácil. No. Y no. Y no será fácil. No, 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 no. No será fácil.
We have seen over and over again during this program just how remarkable nurses are.
And as you know, two of my sisters were nurses, so it's a cause that's near and dear to the both of us. So please join us as we make a donation to the Nurse Heroes Fund. Your donation will help provide much needed nursing scholarships and help overcome the growing shortage of these courageous first responders.
So just text NURSE to 707070, go to the donation page and donate. It's that easy.
Make a difference. Support our heroes.
I think you just bought a pizza.
You're right.
So I'm a pediatric nurse, and our department was shut down to cater to the surge of COVID patients. It became an ICU, and I redeployed to our ER. And I had never taken care of adult patients before, but the ER swooped in. They said, what do you need? What don't you feel comfortable with? What do you feel your strengths are? What do you feel your weaknesses are? And they let me spread my wings, take on my own patients, but they were still always there to help me. I think as a nursing profession, I've never realized how resilient we are, how adaptive we are, and how strong we are. I was working in the ER, and some of my colleagues would see their grandparents come through that door. You could see it shake their world, because we just went from caring for patient to patient to patient, and then you see a family member coming through those ER doors, and that's your life. So there were so many times we would be all over the place with our assignments, and we would have to swoop in and, I'll take care of her, don't worry about it, you know. We'll hold her hand, or just whatever we could do to support them. During COVID, it was really nice to see that our main focus is to always take care of the community, but during COVID, the community really took care of us. Seeing them clap every night at 7 p.m. or seeing those trays of food come in every afternoon, we were so full of gratitude and so thankful that we are in a community that was really looking out for us.
I'm Dr. Marlo Hernandez. We employ nurses throughout the country, and I can tell you from personal experience just how critically important they are to our nation's healthcare system. Right now, nurses are heroically fighting on the front lines of the worst global health crisis the modern medical profession has ever seen, and we don't have enough of them. But you can help. Text NURSE to 707070 and give to the Nurse Heroes Fund. Your donation will help provide scholarships and other educational programs that will help alleviate the growing shortage of these brave and determined caregivers. Do it right now. Text NURSE to 707070 and donate. We can't beat this thing without them.
One of the things whenever nurses or doctors ask me, oh, how do you stay calm? I always say it's our job, right? It's our job to kind of be able to be calm in these type of situations. I started off in the pandemic having COVID, and that was a very scary time as well. And then coming back to take care of these patients, every single day I thank the higher power that, I wasn't one of the patients who had a bad outcome. And I will say, I do think that my teammates are heroes because they had to step out of their comfort zone, they had to step up. But on that same level, I can say just as much as that nurse at the bedside is the hero, that patient's the hero, because that patient is the one where I would be like, yes, like, look, they're lifting up their arm. Yes, and those little wins were what gave me hope, because every single day I would come in and, we would be like, patient A, patient B, patient C. It was like, how is that person doing? On my days off, how is that person doing? It would be 4 a.m, whatever, I just got home, and I would go home and just pull up the patient's chart. How are they doing? Because that gave us hope, right? And that made us think about what could be the next thing.
Nurses are standing tall in the face of the COVID-19 global pandemic, but there's an increased shortage of these brave first responders. If we do nothing, within 3 years, we'll need 1 million more nurses than what we have right now. But you can make a difference. Your donation to the Nurse Heroes Foundation will help provide continuing education for current nurses, as well as scholarships for aspiring nurses. For more information, go to nurseheroes.org, and to make a donation right now, just text NURSE to 707070. Once again, 707070. Mine send. Send yours now and be their hero.
As Martin Luther King Jr. once said, not everybody can be famous, but everybody can be great, because greatness is determined by service, and service shows up in many different ways: an act of kindness, a listening ear, a gentle touch. And nurses serve in all of these ways, often knowing what we need before we do. So, to nurses everywhere, we say, thank you. And as we close out this global musical event, we leave you with a smile.
Smile, though your heart is aching. Smile, even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you'll get by.
If you smile through your fear and sorrow, smile and maybe tomorrow you'll see the sun come shining through for you.
Light up your face with gladness, hide every trace of sadness. Although